afternoon again, everyone. This is the moment we've been waiting for, the formal signing ceremony of the Hamilton Declaration. I'd like to invite the Premier of Bermuda, the Honorable Craig Cannonier, to say a few words before he signs the document on behalf of the government of Bermuda. Premier?
Thank you very much. Let me just say this is quite an occasion, although the room certainly does not give its due diligence to the impact that this is going to have universally. So once again, I'd like to thank you for attending and participating in this historic event. As the lead government of the Sargasso Sea Alliance, Bermuda is proud to be a part of this great initiative. We know that today marks the beginning of further collaboration between interested governments through the dedicated work of the Sargasso Sea Commission. So on behalf of the government of Bermuda, I really want to say a heartfelt thank you for what this means to future generations, for what this means even the impact of now that the world looking on, seeing us come together in a collaborative way to ensure that there is a future in our waters for all of us. Thank you all. So I'll sign now and just want to say thank you once again. I thought I got instructions on where to sign, but I'm getting new instructions now.
My fault.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Just a little brief explanation. We will invite the representatives of the governments that will be signing to come forward to affix their signature, and after they have done so, we'll invite the next government to come. So we'll begin inviting the government of the Azores. Thank you. The government of Monaco. The government of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And our final signatory, the government of the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hamilton Declaration has been signed. Congratulations.
My first question and my only question is, if the agreement is not binding, why even establish an agreement in this way?
Yeah, this is more of a consultative approach, I believe, and also an opportunity for stakeholders, scientists, and the likes really to come together to investigate what's going on in the waters outside of our EEZ. It's important that we approach this in a collective way. This signing right now really is about us coming together. Although there is no legislative power behind the body as yet, this is the beginning of being able to talk about what's vitally important and what's going on out there in the Sargasso Sea. So this again really is the morphosis or the beginning of conversation that we can have about how the Sargasso Sea is affecting other areas like Bermuda's waters as well, and adjoining other areas of the United States on the other side and Europe on the other side. So again, this creates an opportunity for us to sit at the table to talk about any issues that we may have.
Anybody else have any questions? No questions? Royal Gazette?
Hi, good afternoon. I was wondering if you might speak to the exclusion of the EEZ zones.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, it's vitally important that we have the opportunity, Bermuda, have a stake and the ability to decide on what happens within our EEZ zone. That is vitally important. We believe that the people of Bermuda should have that say and that right, which is why the EEZ zone has been excluded from the Sargasso Sea Alliance. And that really is the main point, that the government of Bermuda and the people of Bermuda have the right to say what it wishes to do with its territory, the EEZ zone. Yes.
Perhaps I could add something to that, because a number of the signatories made this point in the discussions who'd been involved in the actual negotiation of the declaration, which Bermuda was as well, of course. That it was never the intent of the drafters of that declaration to actually have any kind of management authority or control in any way, really, of the EZ of Bermuda. It's just that the ecosystem of the Sargasso Sea does include the waters of Bermuda. And that was the intent of including it. But given that it's created a lot of misunderstanding, that was why we thought it was clearer to take it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could I actually ask another question? And the point that you raised about Bermuda being included in the waters, if you looked at the original map, you could see that the EEZ zones were very clearly excluded from the Sargasso Sea delineated in that map. I wondered why Bermuda's was included and other nations were not included in the original drafting.
Well, if I may, the Sargasso Sea moves. You could define it to include virtually all the North Atlantic, so the western North Atlantic. So we have identified what's the area where the highest concentrations of, where the currents pull the highest concentrations of sargassum, which is in that study area. And then we, as we said, I think if you look at the annex of it, we excluded the EEZs of the neighboring states because Bermuda is the leader of this. So Bermuda as the leader is actually saying this is an ecosystem which we're central to. It's peripheral to the east coast of the United States. The sargassum does wash up in the Caribbean countries, but Bermuda is right in the middle. So this is why it has the natural moral authority, if you like, to take the leadership on it. But it was, as I said, it was never intended that this should be foreclose any rights that Bermuda should have to its EZ. The text now makes that very clear, I think.